Hi, my name is Nikola Markovic, and today I'll be showing you how to use the IoTConnect Geenric C SDK on Windows. The IoTConnect Geenric C SDK can be found at github.com/avnet-iotconnect in the pin section. Once you open the repository, you will find the instructions, and make sure to revisit the instructions if they have been updated after the recording of this video. The Geenric C SDK supports Linux and Windows at this moment. And to get started, what we should be doing is downloading this project from the GitHub releases. So you will find in the releases section the IoTConnect C Geenric SDK src.zip. That's what you want to download. The instructions say to download and extract it at a folder of your choosing. I've already downloaded and extracted the zip in my C drive at IoTConnect Geenric C SDK. The instructions are further divided into a Linux and a Windows document, so follow the Windows instructions. I'll detach this tab and put it to the side so we can follow through the steps better. I've already downloaded the Visual Studio 2019 installer, but I did not install anything yet, so I will launch the Visual Studio installer. And what you want to do is go to the available section or tab and install the Visual Studio 2019 community. If this takes a while, and in some cases when the build takes a while, I will be skipping the video to save you some time. So I'll skip once this is done. The installer presents us with different options, but we want to make sure that in the workloads tab we select the desktop development with C++ and accept all these optional components here. We can go ahead with the install. Accept the UAC prompt. And while this is downloading and installing the actual Visual Studio 2019 community, I will go and show you how to follow the instructions for installing CMake. The CMake can be found at the link that we provided in a document. I'll paste it here. What you want to do is download the Windows 64-bit, in my case, installer, MSI. I've already downloaded that installer in my downloads, and I'll launch the installer. I'll click next. When prompted, accept the license agreement, and make sure to add CMake to the system path for all users. Up to this point, you may need to restart, but I don't think that's necessary. Click next. And I will put it into C Tools, CMake, but you can put it anywhere you wish. And at this point, we want to ensure that both of these installations complete before we resume to the next step. The installers are about ready, so we'll finish the CMake installation. And a dialog will pop up to sign in if you wish. At this point, I will just say not now. And we can just say start Visual Studio, but I'm not even gonna start it because we don't want to be running it for the demo. Visual Studio is ready and installed. We can close it. And what we should do next is to launch PowerShell. The instructions say to go into the installation of VCPKG. I've downloaded and installed VC package and put it in C Tools VCPKG. So I will cd into C Tools VCPKG. That's the first step of the instructions here. What we want to do next is bootstrap the VC package. What this will do, it will integrate itself with the CMake and the development environment so that the packages are known. We want to integrate and install. I'm copying as I go here. Paste this line. Install curl. I've already installed it, so the installation was quick, but this actually takes quite a long time usually. You want to copy this, paste into PowerShell. And again, I've also installed OpenSSL. So now all the packages are installed, and then what we want to make sure is to exit the PowerShell so that for the building, the changes that we've done so far are taking effect. At this point, everything is installed that we need to build the project. So what I'll do right now is I will pre-build the project so we get familiar with the steps and make sure everything goes smoothly. So I will open a new PowerShell, change directory into C, IoTConnect, IoTC Geenric C SDK. If you remember, that's where we extracted the IoTConnect Geenric C SDK package. So the instructions say to further go into basic sample, and we want to make their build, cd build, and run this long CMake line, but we need to edit the line because we want to give it the path to where we install VC package. So I can go into the VC package directory and just say copy address this text. And we will edit the line here and replace the VC package installation directory with path where this is installed. And we'll replace the backslashes with forward slashes just in case. So now that the first step of building completed, go and execute the next step. Now that the build is complete, we've verified that our build environment is okay and that we can build a project. We're not yet ready to execute the basic sample project. We need to actually go ahead and configure the app.config.h per instructions on the main page. So we need to navigate into samples, basic sample, config.h, and edit that file. So we go and just do that. Go into IoTConnect Geenric SDK, samples, basic sample, config, and I will just edit it with Notepad++, but you can choose Visual Studio or whichever editor you would prefer. So we need to provide the CPID, environment, device UID, and the symmetric key. So we'll go to our QA account, in my case, and what we need to do is first create a template for your devices, and we will navigate to our templates. We'll go create a template, and in our case, we're going to be creating a symmetric key. I've already created a template, so I'll cancel here, and I will use the template that I already created, which is the demo win SDK. With that template, once you've created it, you need to ensure that you have version as a string and CPU as a number. So we've created the template. Now we can go ahead and create a device. Create a device and we can call it win demo. In the default entity for your account if you wish. And we choose the demo Windows SDK template that we've created in previous step. Click save. we will click this released icon here that make sure that we acquire the device before we proceed. We'll navigate to the device and open the connection info here on the right side. From this connection info, we navigate to device connection radio button. We click that and we copy the primary key. This primary key we will use in this IoTConnect symmetric key field in our app config. And again, this is all assuming you use the symmetric key as the default, as what is the default already in the file. You can choose your own authentication types. Keep in mind that the actual Azure SDK supports all authentication types, which is the implementation that we're running with right now. We also support the PAHO MQTT implementation, which is the under the hood library that we're using to connect to IoTConnect. In that case, there's no TPM support, but all other authentication types are also supported. So we called our device WinDemo. And we'll put it in here for DUID. And we will navigate to Home, Settings, Evolved, and copy the CPID here into CPID value. And we'll note our environment. In our case, it's QA. We can copy it. I'll just type it. It's QA. And at this point, our app config is ready. We should be able to rebuild the project and connect to IoTConnect. Now we can go to our PowerShell prompt and rebuild the project with the same command that we ran just about a minute ago, guys. This should take much quicker, and it should be done pretty quickly. So at this point, we can go ahead and in the Windows instructions again, proceed with executing the sample. I'm copying this line, we'll paste it here. And we see that we successfully connected to IoTConnect and we're sending data. We can validate and verify that by going to devices and navigating to our Windows device. It should say that it's connected and we should be able to see live data coming in. And currently it's only reporting CPU and version, as there are no sensors, obviously. So we're only simulating this CPU load and the version of the app is being reported. If we look in the latest value, all these values should be present here. And this should conclude our demo. Thank you for watching.